In this video lesson, we're going to have a look at the printing options open to you in Microsoft Word. In the last 2 or 3 videos, we've looked at all the checks that you have to make before you want to print the document. This is to save paper and ink and of course time as well. So the 3 basic things that you're going to be doing are doing your spell checking, using the ABC icon or tools, F7 key, spell checking. You're going to proofread to make sure all your words make sense because the spell checker does not pick everything up. Then you're going to use print preview to check that your document is well laid out, well spaced correctly, you haven't got any 2 or 3 lines at the top of a page. That's what you're using print preview for. Once you've done those 3 checks, then you can proceed to print your document. As always, more than one way to do things. The first way, and this is the way that most people tend to use, is the icon, the print icon. All you need to do to print your document is click that button once, and that's it. No questions are asked, no choices are given, but it will print to whatever printer is connected to your computer. So clicking the button once, that's it, it's printed. I don't like that. It doesn't give me enough control. And you've got to be pretty certain how your printer is set up to make that work correctly for you. So let's look at how we can take more control over our printing. That's by using the File menu. And on File, we drop down to Print. Notice the keyboard shortcut, Ctrl and P. That will bring up the dialog box as well. It says our print dialog box. Not going to look at everything on here, just a few of the facilities. The first is, where are we going to print the document? And your default printer will be in this box already. But if you want to print to a different printer, you can select it from the list. So you just click on the drop down menu and we can choose which printer to send the document to. I'm going to send this to the Colour LaserJet. Other options we've got. How many copies do you want of the document? 4 copies? 5 copies? Or just 1? Your choice. But we can use this box here to change the number of copies that we have. Once you make a number of copies, you have a choice of whether to collate or not. Now if we just watch this little preview here, you can see with the tick in the box, what will happen is the computer will print pages 1, 2 and 3 of the document, or however many pages there are. So it will print the whole document, then it will print the whole document again, then it will print the whole document again. Another way of doing that is to remove the collate, and this time it will print however many copies. If I set that to 5 for example, it will print 5 copies of page 1, then 5 copies of page 2, then 5 copies of page 3. That's actually better for your printer, especially laser printers. Makes one impression and runs them all off. But it's obviously harder for you to collate. You then need to take that paper out of the printer and manually align the things up. Whereas putting a tick in the box does that for you. It will print the whole document once, the whole document again, the whole document again. So that's print the number of copies and whether or not to collate it. Over at the left hand side is a print page range. The default is to print every single page in your document, all. But you don't have to. You could just click current page. And what that will do is wherever your cursor insertion point is clicked, it will just print that page. So if you click on the 3rd page of your document and then print, it will just print page 3. Or you can take things a step further and use this final feature, Pages, and it gives you some clues here what that is about. Well, basically what this does is it allows you to choose which pages to print. And it gives us the examples here. For example, if we just want to print page 1 and page 3, in this box we put 1, 3. And that will print page 1 and page 3. And the way it's currently set up, it will print 5 copies of them. So 5 copies of page 1 and 5 copies of page 3. Alternatively, we could do 1-3 And what that will do is just print pages 1 to 3. Again, 5 copies, but just pages 1 to 3. Or you could just have page 7 to 9, and it will just print out those pages 7 to 9. Or you could just print out page 10. That's really quite a powerful feature, especially if you've got a rather long document, you've printed it out, you've noticed that you've made a mistake on page 10, so you've gone back and corrected it, and then you can just print out that page again rather than printing the whole document. Once you've made your changes, you simply click the OK button and your document will be printed. So that's printing a document. Use the icon for a very quick, very simple one copy print to the default printer, or use File and Print so you can choose which printer to send it to. You can choose how many copies to make, and you can choose whether to print just the whole document or certain pages.